Hello and welcome to Community Report. I am Dari Ido. In 2022, many parts of Nigeria, especially the coastal regions, were ravaged by flooding. It got so bad that more than 1.4 million people were affected and about 90,000 homes, both partially or completely destroyed. One of the communities heavily affected is Omoku in Rivers State, where residents faced displacement and security challenges. Other aspects of their lives were also affected. On this episode of the program, we trace the road to recovery of the community and efforts made by local authorities to continue building in the face of several other challenges. Omoku is the Council Headquarters of Ogba, Egbema and Ndoni Local Government Area, one of the 23 local government areas in Rivers State. The community is largely an agrarian one, with a couple of international oil companies operating in the area. Last year, the community suffered massively from the devastating flood, which almost grounded activities to a halt. Affecting almost every aspect of their lives. Residents had called for help as they faced displacement, insecurity, illnesses, and heavy flooding due to the overflow of water from Cameroon's Lagdo Dam. Channels Television visited the community to get first-hand information on the current situation, their road to recovery, and efforts to avert any threat posed by the flooding. Local authorities understand that flooding needs every year, and that is because the geographical constraints of Ogba, Egbema and Ndoni Local Government Area lies within the floodplains of the Orashi, Unita, Niger, and Sombrero rivers.
It's actually the issue of flooding, this terrestrial and flooding in Nigeria or in the country at large. It's a very devastating one, more so the Ogba, Egbema and Ndoni local government, because the Ogba, Egbema and Ndoni is lying within the plain of the Orashi, Unita, the Niger, and the Sombrero. So if this flooding comes, it hits us hard, like I said in one of your sister stations. You know, it's a very devastating one, and the people feel the impact seriously. But in as much as, be that as it may, you know, we are tackling it, we're also battle ready. And NEMET has also given us predictions and the remedies, and we are ready to tackle it, and we'll put everything in place, like setting up of IDP camps, provisions of some amenities that will ameliorate their suffering when it comes. Because you and I know that flooding, terrestrial flooding, as it were, is a natural occurrence. You know, and when it comes, we'll tackle it as usual. Yes, I'm very proud of the way the government, the local government handled it when it came last year. And we ensured that whatever palliative that was given to us by the state or any of these emergency agencies were distributed equitably amongst the 6 geopolitical zones of Ogba, Egbema and Ndoni that we have. ONELGA as a whole is an agrarian local government. We go into farming and fishing, and just like we said earlier, this flooding, you know, comes and some of our cash crops and other crops, you know, have been destroyed. But we try the little we can to ensure that we give them some palliatives that will make them come back to stage, like provision of improved yam seedlings, cassava MPK, 419, see what it's called, and all that things, so that they will get into their footings. So we try our best to ensure that they and also give grants to the local populace. Egbema and Ndoni, it's like a traditional farming. It's a seasonal something. In the next 3 months, 6 months, this flooding will also come. So we've not really changed the pattern of farming, but you and I know that from inception, this is the way our people go by farming, and expecting that when the flood comes, they will also do their harvest, and not at the level the deluge is coming these days. But like I said before, when I was growing up, this flooding that is imminent now, it wasn't like that before. But this one now is regular. It's on a yearly basis. We see this other flooding that devastate and embarrass the citizens of Ogba, like 4 years, 6 years time, before you see such. But people will harvest their cash crop, their farm produce, harvest it and get their harvest and get profit from what they. But these days the thing comes annually, and it's making the people of Ogba suffering a lot.
One advantage of the location is the fertile soil. This guarantees that farming is a mainstay of the local economy. Flooding usually devastates their livelihood, but according to local authorities, there's an arrangement to help those most affected. One aspect not negatively affected by flooding is the fishing sector. The Ndoni town of the local government is on the bank of the river Niger, and fresh fish is constantly delivered from the river and sold in the markets. The fishermen and women are still enjoying and are nursing the potentials of the aquatic heritage. It is established that the health and well-being of a people determine a lot about them. We check the primary health care center at Omoku, where residents get care.
The primary health care center is working well. It's working well in the sense that there are indices that we measure to ensure the evaluation if things are going well. For example, in maternal mortality, there has been a reduction in maternal mortality. The number of children that access immunization services, and then also the number of clients that access family planning services. These are about the 3 major indices. There are others. And if you check from the data that are realized monthly, you see that there is improvement in the above indices mentioned. For example, before now, you have a lot of maternal mortality, especially in our setting. This is a very rural setting because awareness is very poor, and people coming to the health facility to deliver is also reduced. So there has been a conscious effort by the Primary Health Care Board, supported immensely by the local government, because if you come to Rivers State, there is a very good partnership between the local government and the Primary Health Care Board. So that support has yielded a lot of fruits in improving maternal mortality. For example, delivery in primary healthcare centers is almost free. It's almost free because if you get the amount, you know that that is not an amount that if somebody wants to make profit, that is the amount they collect. No, they reduce this price to an extent that you just pay for maybe a small amount of services you get. So these other payments have been made by the board and the local government. There's a particular percentage local government contributes to the board, which is used in running the primary healthcare services, and they have been religious in that contribution.
Ever since I've been attending this healthcare, this antenatal, it has been a wonderful one. They have been taking care of us. I started March. 1st of March, that was when I started. I registered and I started, they checked me and the treatment was going perfect. They give us drugs that we take. Yeah, we pay small money, not that much, like 5,000. We pay 5,000 for registration. Then the drugs they give us, the drugs is not much, they give us routine drugs we take too.
Last year, when the flood sacked the communities, some schools took the hit and some served as internally displaced persons camps.
Yeah.
Needless to say, the education of the children was affected as the academic term suffered as a result of the flooding. Some schools suffered massive structural defects. However, to compensate for the lost academic period, the local government said they're putting in a lot of work in that regard, but this cannot happen fast enough. The schools say they've had to employ auxiliary teachers to augment, but they're still seeking help from the state government to bring back the school to its original glory.
One of the major challenges we're having different challenges. But one of the major challenges we're having is that because of the effects of the 2022 flood, the admin block, the administrative block that we have here is collapsing. One of the walls has already collapsed. The laboratory, chemistry laboratory cannot be recovered. Physics laboratory cannot be recovered. Biology laboratory cannot be recovered. And the principal has packed out, the outgoing principal has packed out, relocated from his office because of the effects of last year's flood. Is now managing or squatting, in the one of the rooms in the library. And the teachers who occupy the admin block, I have asked them to leave for safety reasons. And one other thing that is most important, that is paramount, is the children that are here, because the admin block can collapse any day, can collapse anytime. So if nothing is done, it means there may be calamity here, but we pray it shouldn't happen. So we need intervention of the government to come and save us from this situation. Because if anything happens that they say we didn't complain. There's a place you said that the fence collapsed.
We lack many things, but especially seats and classroom blocks. The ones we have, some of the equipment there are bad. Those like that, they don't have doors, no windows, no ceiling. And during lessons, heat used to disturb the children. So all these things need to be touched. Even this administrative block he's talking about can fall on anybody because we are together with them. So those things need to be touched to save people or save human beings or save situation, because when it comes, it may not be the way we are looking at it. So it needs to be, we need help. We really need help here. Because of the flood, it cost us a lot of things. Even some teachers left this place because of the flood, because they cannot see where to stay. Look at now, we don't have coppers. When they were here, for us to remove them, it took us time. We spent money a lot. So all those things are causing us problem. If not the community now helping us to employ teachers, that would have been a problem for the school.
Security has been a major concern in ONELGA, and one of the most notorious criminals in the Niger Delta was from there. You may have heard of the name Ndoni. It was feared that Omoku almost became a ghost town. Indeed, the now famous ONELGA Security Planning and Advisory Committee, or SPAC, was formed with the primary aim of bringing an end to Ndoni's reign of terror.
2015 to 2017, and there was this notorious, there were many, but he was the one that the kingpin, by his name Ndoni. I don't know him facially, but I heard him from here. He was a dreaded notorious kingpin, and when the state government gave a bounty on his head, and he was caught and killed because he did a very bad thing at the eve of 31st, breaking 1st of 2018. He killed so many church members that were returning from their night vigil. Is that night vigil or this Christmas crossover? Correct. So, and the executive governor, in his magnanimity, put a bounty on his head, and the security agents caught him and then killed him. There and then, this SPAC, did their best to ensure that there is sanity in Ogba, Egbema, and Ndoni. So, though there are some handful of miscreants, we can't rule away insecurity totally, but we're tackling it, in conjunction with the security agencies in Ogba, Egbema, and Ndoni. There is peace.
But since OSPAC entered this town, the town is very peaceful. Even when OSPAC is not in this town before, we are closing Okada by 6 o'clock. But since OSPAC is in this Omoku now, they are very secure in the town. We are riding in Okada, they break safe, no problem.
We are riding back freely now. Like before, we are closing around 6, but since OSPAC settled, we are closing by 10. Anytime, we are riding freely. Nothing like, there is no thief.
OSPAC they around, I make they come back. Before no they come back now. OSPAC they around every time. Omoku they good, and OSPAC people they do good for us.
When we came on ground, we tried to ensure that we sustain the existing peace. There and then we built a modern security post that's at the entrance of this council. So that the security agencies within this area can surveillance the happenings within this our environment. We also procured about 3 hillocks and 1 sienna, that serves as a pool for these security agencies whenever there is any unforeseen circumstance or untoward circumstance. They use it and then return it back. We have also renovated so many hillocks vans for all the police divisions. We have about 5 police divisions in ONELGA and 1 area command, JTF and all that. We ensure that they are adequately taken care of so that they can monitor and do the needful as a security officer. We also partner with the local vigilante, which is OSPAC, that has they did very, very well at inception. They are still doing very well, even though there are some miscreants who are exceeding their bounds. We'll try that we'll give orientation and retraining for them to do better, and that assist the conventional security agencies of Nigeria.
The trader at the Riverside markets admits that the market is safe and no one harasses them in line of their duty.
The local governments are trying, at least for us to be selling free. Here we go to Omoku and buy our goods and sell free, which means they are protecting us. They are trying. So I will not say anything bad concerning them, because this is our local government, and I have not seen anything that I will say, I will carry something I will not sell. So they are protecting us. Something I want them to do is for more security and to build market for us. Like, for example, look at, if you can see my shop. I'm the one that use zinc and just do, and maybe all these small boys that they don't have anything to do. But all these bad boys, they will come. And even in this my shop, they used to remove the zinc up like this, and they will now come here and collect drink. That is if some my neighbors, if you can see, just look at the hole there. They used to collect. But if I want to close, I will not ship to the middle, so they will not collect it. So I want them to come and build market for us. If they can come and build this market, so that everybody will have lock-up shop. And when you have lock-up shop, you can lock your shop and go to your house and sleep very well.
A regular traveler here also has the same story. She says the area is safe and no one threatens their safety and security.
I normally pass here every month to Port Harcourt for a normal checkup. So the place is actually safe. Take about 10 minutes to cross the River Niger. Bring garden egg, all those crops they plant here, they bring it to Ndoni market, and other people from other places, they come here to buy and sell too. So, but for me, I sell, as today is market day now, I sell drinks on wholesale. All the people that come from across, they come here, across Ndoni, just across this Ndoni, Abo, Delta State, Anieze, Ishukwa, they just come here, Isala, or even Umoru, they come here to come and buy things in Ndoni here, and they patronize me too. So that is why I come every market day to come and sell.
The people of this community continue to build, hoping for a better quality of life. Residents here say a lot has been done, but there's still a massive room for improvement. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. That's the end of our show. If you miss any part of it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also follow the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I am Dari Ido. See you next time, and bye for now.